Welcome back, everybody, to the new Wastewater whiteboard and the new way I'm going to be doing math on this channel, which is what you're seeing in front of you. I think it's going to be a lot clearer and a lot easier to navigate. Now, before I go through a little bit of an introduction to the problem and to this new setup, those of you who are brand new and you're looking at this math problem and you say, oh, nope, not for me, it is for you. Please stick around. I want beginners to watch what I'm about to do. This is a grade 4 and 5 California level math problem. It's about as convoluted as I could make it, but I'm going to show you something very powerful, okay? And I'm going to show you how you can master every single math problem that comes your way, no matter how many things they throw at you, okay? So, but first, let me just talk about this. I got a new microphone. It's still echoey in here. This is the control room, one of the two control rooms. We got 3 MCCs, but one of them's an outside panel, so it doesn't count. This is kind of where my office is, and this is where I do most of the whiteboard filming. And I do this all before and after work. I've said this a lot on the channel, and I do it during my lunch breaks. I have a young family. It's very loud in my house, so it's not a good place to do any of this. And so I'm looking for better audio quality in this very echoey situation I'm in. I don't have like acoustic panels and stuff in here to make it sound super great, but I do have a birthday coming up, and I was asked what I wanted for my birthday, and it was 2 answers: new webcam, new microphones. So the audio quality and visual quality should be getting better, okay, very soon. And I want to thank the 2 people who recommended. I got the webcam that you recommended. If you're watching, thank you. And Joseph, I got those microphones that you recommended. So thank you very much to both of you. And I'm using OBS Chris for this screen share. Thank you very much for all those recommendations. By the way, everybody, if you have a better recommendation or you see me doing something, I am no master by any means. This is all new to me. So please, if you see a way I can improve that's budget friendly, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so let's get to the actual meat of this math problem. At the core of all wastewater and drinking water treatment math, we do one thing more than anything, and that is convert units, okay? Unit conversions. We do a little geometry and we do some basic arithmetic here and there, but mostly it's just turning one set of numbers into another set of numbers at the very core, okay? Now, I've already done a couple videos on the conversion factor method, which is a more basic way of saying dimensional mathematical analysis, or mathematical dimensional analysis, or however you want to say it. It's the same thing. It is literally just making fractions with units on the top and the bottom, canceling the units out, multiplying across the top, dividing across the bottom. I did a video on conversion factor method. I will put it in the links below. And I also did a video on doing the pounds formula without the Davidson pi. That will pop up on your screen at the end, because I'm not going to actually do that in this math problem for the sake of time. I'm going to do that in that other video. You can actually go see there's inherent unit conversions that occur on their own, so you don't have to write them out, okay, in the pounds formula. That's why the Davidson pi works. But if you're curious about how that works, go check it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this math problem out to you. We're going to get the core of what we need to do this math problem, and then I'm going to do just a unit conversion across the bottom, just right across the screen, and we're going to just bring it home, and I'm going to show you how easy this math problem actually is. Okay, let's read it out. A wastewater treatment plant processes 100 gallons per minute of sludge 6 hours per day, 5 days a week for 3 weeks through a belt press or belt filter press. The feed sludge TS concentration, which means total solids, concentration is 3%. The cake total solids concentration is 20%. And the capture efficiency is 92%. The bulk density of the wet cake, I'm going to get to that in a minute, is 70 pounds per cubic foot. You have a contract for $650 per 20-yard rollaway dumpster. What dollar amount should you budget for a 20-yard rollaway dumpster during this 3-week period? Okay, so let me just point something out to you. When you do wastewater math, you need to pay attention to what it exactly is you're asking for. I'm asking for $650 per 20-yard rollaway dumpster. I'm asking how much my budget's going to be for this 3-week period of time. Okay, so I know that I've got $650 per 20 yards. I see here that I've got 70 pounds per cubic foot, so there's a conversion from cubic feet to yards I got to do, and I've already been told the density of the cake, which was found in the lab, I'm sure, by weighing it. And so, okay, that's given to me. So that means I need to find pounds of wet cake coming off the belt press. Now, you do need to know a little bit about dewatering to nail this one. So I'm just going to explain briefly that I need to find out how many pounds of feed sledge are going. I have a capture efficiency I've been given. That's the solids that are actually making it off the belt press and not falling with the return water back to the front of the plant. So I'm losing 8%, but 92% of those solids that I feed to the belt press are making it into the dumpster. Okay? So, but that's dry solids. I need to then convert that to wet cake. All right? And so I'm going to just explain this to you right now. In order to get the pounds fed to the belt press, I need mg, million gallons. If you're unfamiliar with that, go check out my pounds formula math problem, please. I'm not going to explain it right now, but I need to convert this flow rate right here into mg. Okay, so I've been given the time frames. So what I'm going to do is say I've got 100 gallons per minute times 60 minutes in an hour, because I'm not given minutes, I'm given hours that this thing's running every day. Okay, so I got to convert it to hours, times 6 hours in 1 day. This is gallons per 1 minute per 1 hour per 1 day, times 5 days in 1 week. There's 7 days in a week, but I'm only running it 5 days in a week. There's 6 hours in a day. There's 24 hours in a day, but I'm only running it 6 hours in a day. Okay, take note of that. And that's how much I'm running it. Okay, and 3 weeks. Almost skipped the smoke screen in my own word problem because I wrote out 3. They'll do that to you. They'll write the number out instead of the putting the number. See if you're paying attention. Okay, in the time frame. This could be anything. Okay, this is a 3-week time frame. So people that get hung up on the MGD, it's got to be million gallons a day. No, it does not. It just needs to be million gallons per whatever. Okay, or if it's just volume, just million gallons. Okay, so if you plug this in your calculator, what you would do is you would multiply across the top and divide across the bottom. Okay, and that should give you 540,000 gallons. Well, how do I know it's gallons? Because minutes cancel out, hours cancel out, days cancel out, weeks cancel out, and I have 540,000 gallons in this time frame. If you ever divide or multiply by 1, you get the same number you already had, so there's no actual reason to do that across the bottom. So you would just multiply across the top in this situation. There's going to be, later in this math problem, you're going to see we're going to be dividing on the bottom. Okay? And in order to get 540,000 gallons, you would just, to mg, you would just divide by 1,000,000 gallons per mg. That's another way of writing this whole mess. And gallons would cancel out. I'm left with mg, and that's 0.54 mg. Okay, and so now I can do a pounds formula. Well, how can I do a pounds formula? I don't have a concentration. Yes, I do. It's right here. 1%, and I've covered this in other math problems, 1% equals 10,000 milligrams per liter, or parts per million. I like to use milligrams per liter. So if 1% is 10,000 milligrams per liter, then 3% is 30,000 milligrams per liter. Okay, because it's just that number times 10,000. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do a linear pounds formula. 0.54 mg times 8.34 pounds per gallon of water. That's a constant we use. Times 30,000 milligrams per liter. You put that in your calculator. That should give you 135,108 pounds of dry solids. Not the total pounds of what's going, of the feed sludge, because 97% of that feed sludge is water, okay? This is just the dry solids, okay? 135,108 pounds of solids in this 3-week time frame is going to that belt press, okay? We have a 92% capture efficiency, so I need to now multiply this 108 pounds times 0.92, which is the decimal expression of 92%, gives me 124,299 pounds of dry solids is making it into the wet cake. Okay? The other 8% of those solids, the difference between these two is falling off the belt press and going back to the front of the plant, or wherever that side stream goes to. Probably the front of the plant. Okay, so But that's not the weight of my wet cake. That's the weight of the solids in the wet cake. Okay? The wet cake total concentration is 20%. The cake total concentration, total solids concentration is 20%. So now what I would do is take 124,299 pounds and divide it by 0.2. Okay? And that gives me 621,495 pounds of wet cake. Now, if you struggled with that and go, whoa, why'd you do divided by 0.2? Because think about that this way. 1 equals 100%. 0.9 equals 90%. 0.2 equals 20%. If I were to divide 124,299 by 1, because that would be 100%, it would still be 124,299. How this works when you divide by a decimal is the number gets bigger. Okay? When you multiply by a decimal, the number gets smaller. So a good way to check your work here is this is the pounds of wet cake that's coming off the belt press in that period of time. It's 621,495 pounds. Multiply it by 20%, 0.2, and you should get 124,299 pounds of dry solids, which is what came off the belt press. Okay? If that was confusing to you, please let me know. I can maybe do another video on this whole decimal thing, but that's 100% mathematically correct. Okay? So now I'm going to bring this thing home. I'm going to land the plane. I've got my pounds of wet cake in the time period. Well, looky. I know my density is 70 pounds per cubic foot right here. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come right across, and we're going to solve this problem right now. 621,495 pounds of wet cake in that time frame. We'll call it the 3-week time frame because it's not a month. 3-week time frame, so I'm kind of writing crooked here. Times 70 pounds per cubic foot. How do I know which unit to put on top and bottom? Is you put the unit on the bottom that you're trying to cancel out. In this case, it's pounds. Might have misspoke there. You put the unit opposite of the other unit that you're trying to cancel. In this case, pounds is on the top. I would put pounds on the bottom because they need to cancel each other. If I put them on the top and multiplied, it would be pounds squared, and we're not doing that. Okay? Times 27 cubic feet per cubic yard, times 20 cubic yards. What in the heck was that? 20 cubic yards per dumpster. You might say, whoa, you can put a dumpster on the top of a fraction? Yeah, you can put Frisbees and waffles on the top of a fraction. It doesn't matter so long as you've got a unit to correlate with it, a volume of some kind. Okay? Times $650 per dumpster. That's our contract. Okay, let's cancel some units out. Pounds go away, cubic feet go away, cubic yards go away, dumpster goes away, and we're left with dollars per time frame, or dollars per 3 weeks. That's what we're asking for, right? The 3-week period. I should maybe put 3-week period here. 3-week period, the period. Whatever. Okay. Multiply across the top, 621,495 times 650. Divide across the bottom. Divided by 70, divided by 27, divided by 20. You could do this however way. I actually would do it 621,495 divided by 70, divided by 27, divided by 20 times 650. However you want to do it. I do it linear. It doesn't matter. It all comes out to be the same number. Once you do that, if you plug that in your calculators, you should have gotten $10,687 in the time frame per 3-week period, we'll call it. Or time frame, however I had it in there, okay? So, that is it. All we did was convert units. This entire math problem was one big unit conversion. That is all it was. We're not finding derivatives in calculus. We're not launching the shuttle. We're not splitting the atom. It is just turning a bunch of numbers into one other number. That's all we do in wastewater and drinking water math, for the most part. 90% of what we do, I should say. So if you got anything out of this, please like, subscribe, pass to your friends. Let's help folks get certified. If I confused you with any of my rambling through that, please ask questions. I'm here to help. But I really hope that this kind of opens your mind. And you might need to watch this video a few times to actually grasp what I'm saying. But go check out those more basic videos. The pounds formula without the Davidson pi, you'll see me do this. And the conversion factor method. You'll see me do this on a much easier scale. Okay, with that, I hope you got something out of this. I hope you like the new setup. If you do, please put in the comments below. If you don't, please put in the comments below. Tell me how I can improve. And we'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.